All right, good morning. I'm Bob Ludwig. I'm the chairman of the Federal Building Authority. We're the funding facilitator for this project, as we have been on the general houses that were built over the last several years, etc. Our main purpose is to support the needs of Redstone Arsenal and all that it entails, and help to be a coordinator for the different communities that are represented, in particular here today, to come together to do what needs to be done to make our largest economic development generator function better every time that we have an opportunity to do that. We want to make sure you understand why Redstone is one of the largest economic engines in the state of Alabama. Nearly 7% of the state's entire gross domestic product is impacted by activities that take place behind these walls. Redstone pumps over $100 billion into the state's economy every year, and that figure is continuing to grow. But the only way to ensure that Redstone continues to grow is to make sure that our infrastructure keeps up with the demands that we're placing on it. So what we're doing here today is critical. Talk into the mic? Okay. Thank you. See, I quit talking into mics a long time ago, so thank you. What we're doing today is critical to our continuing efforts to grow and preserve Redstone. Gate 9 is the busiest entry point into Redstone. Of the 40,000 people who come to work at Redstone every day, nearly 20,000 of those pass through this gate. There's also the main gate for visitors and other folks that are coming to do business here. Relocating this gate to its current position, which is now 3/4 of a mile further into the post, allowed us to enhance the safety and bring more of the folks off of I-25 and the backups that have occurred in the past. With this was obviously a very expensive proposition. It cost about $12.9 million and required the support of many of the groups and governmental entities that are represented here today. I'd like to take an opportunity to name those because there's so many of them. I'm not going to go into the individual elected leaders who are here, but please note that everyone raised their hand and participated, including the South Central Tennessee, Athens, Limestone County, Jackson County, Scottsboro, Morgan County, Huntsville Utilities, Tennessee Valley Authority, Redstone Gateway, COPT, Huntsville and Madison County, the Redstone Garrison, the state of Alabama, and the Porch Band of Creek Indians, whose Madam Chief Stephanie Bryant joins us here today. Where's Stephanie? Here? Right here. Oh, who is not joining us here today. Thank you very much. It's fun, isn't it? I'd like to introduce several individuals, or recognize several individuals who personally made a difference to the Federal Building Authority in dealing with this project over several years. In particular, Assistant City Attorney Sissy Cates, who kept us out of jail. No, she kept us legal, handled all of our contracts, does an outstanding job for us and for the city. The Garrisons, Joe Davis, Craig Northridge, and Lee Riddle, who maintained a watchful eye and helped us make sure the work was completed timely and accurately. Teresa Russo of CCI Solutions, who provided our monthly financial updates. And of special note is President Beth Sipple and Leslie McGill at First Commercial Bank. They have processed our monthly electronic payments, not only for this project, but also for the entirety of the General's Officers projects, and have done that as a community service, and that we say thank you. We're delighted to have the Honorable Kay Ivey, the Governor of Alabama, with us today. In the closing weeks of this project, when we needed $1 million nudge to finish the line, Governor Ivey answered the call. I'd like to invite her to make a few remarks at this time.
Thank you so much, Chairman. I just really appreciate all y'all being here this morning. And I especially appreciate the fine folks from Huntsville, and especially here at Redstone also, for the warm reception that you've already given me. And we have a lot of friends in Huntsville and this area, and it's always a joy to be with you as we come back and see your progress that you're always making. When I come to Huntsville, there's always serious progress going on here. Every community around our state has certain businesses or industries or institutions that play an important role in the health and quality of that community. For Huntsville, the aerospace industry is an important part of all that we do here in Huntsville and in North Alabama as well. And the most visible aspect of the aerospace industry is Redstone Arsenal. And Redstone Arsenal is a shining example of the historic relationship that Alabama has with the United States Armed Forces. And through its monetary impact, Redstone plays an important role in both the local economy and in the economy of the great state as well. As you know, over 40,000 folks enter Gate 9 every day, and before its relocation, folks, there was a huge traffic congestion, as you all know. It's been going on for some time, and it was just an impediment to good progress. So by moving Gate 9, we will ensure that the work that's being done that helps produce that $100 billion that the chairman mentioned in our state's yearly economy will continue. And take my word for it, you don't have to just take my word. Recently I've been having these listening and learning tours across the state. We've had 6. Today's event makes 7. And in every community, in every town where we've had these tours, infrastructure is the #1 concern expressed in each of those groups. Mayors, county commissioners, business folks, everyone believes that infrastructure is important and we need more investment in our infrastructure. And today we are showcasing what can happen when we improve our infrastructure, and moving Gate 9 is definitely improving infrastructure. So we are proud to be here today to do that. And I am glad to report that I was able to provide a grant in the amount of $1.3 million to make the project possible and finish it up. The state of Alabama is proud to partner with the military, with Redstone Arsenal, the surrounding counties, and others who made this project possible. I've certainly enjoyed being here in North Alabama today, and I'm looking forward to a little bit later in the day when a group of community leaders and business leaders and I will sit down, and I want to hear more from real folks who face real challenges and real opportunities every day, and want to see what you have to recommend that we should do in the coming days. As I've said many times, my first role was to steady the ship of state. We have steadied the ship of state, and now it's time to steer the ship toward progress and sustainability. So to do that, I need all the input I can get. I'm pleased to do what I can now, but I also want to listen and learn what more we might be able to do as we work hard and go into the future. So now, Chairman Ludwig, Senator Orr, General Daly, and Mr. Budorick, if you would join me, I'd like to present you a check to help with having relocated Gate 9. Gentlemen, if you'll just come to the podium and join me. Here's the check. You take it to the bank.
Thank you. I'd like to start today with my very brief comments with a quote that comes from down the way in Tuscumbia, Ivy Green to be exact, and a quote attributed to Helen Keller: "Alone we can accomplish so little, but together we can accomplish so much." Bob stole my thunder in my long list of all the players that have contributed to this effort. But I've got to go back even further in time and talk about how we got here. And it started back in 2004 with Jim Wilson and COPT, working with the federal government. And then at the state level, we had, and some of the legislators, Howard and others will remember, Mike Ball, that were in the legislature back in 2010. We passed a bill that would allow the investment and the TIF funding to happen at this very site. And Bob Riley came up here and we had a bill signing, and that was a great day. Well, today you see some of the fruit of that labor. But the legislature, and I see Bill Holtzclaw and Phil Williams and others here, Anthony, that have worked to pass legislation to allow our state to make the investment that the governor brought today to make this project come to fruition, to allow the investment of state dollars on federal land such as this to help us secure further, whether it's a BRAC announcement or other agencies of our federal government, to come to Huntsville, Madison County, and the Tennessee Valley, and other installations around the state, such as Fort Rucker, the sites in Montgomery, elsewhere. So working together not only with our Huntsville-Madison County team, but our statewide team, doing all that we can to bring jobs and investment to our area. The announcement today is a significant one, Governor. Now, while you're driving around listening to people, I would like to put a bug in your ear about 565 needing expansion and adding additional lanes. I'd love to put you on 565 about 4:30 or 5 or 5:30 in the evening, headed west, and see what you run into maybe as you go back to the airport this evening. But we've got a lot of needs up here. It's our time to let the governor know what our needs are and how important North Alabama is to the state, but also how important the state is to North Alabama. And we're in this together, and appreciate everyone's efforts to make this happen. I have to tip my hat, also a name has not been mentioned, to Joe Rich for working on this project and trying to bring it together and herding the cats and keeping us on focus, along with his sidekick, Mr. Ludwig, and keeping everything synchronized and headed forward, albeit slowly. But we were so pleased to see the Porch Creek help us, that band help us in a significant way at a good time. Of course, the county commission stepping up here from Madison County, the other governmental entities from around southern Tennessee and North Alabama helping. It was all a team effort, and we're just so grateful for that. Well, since I opened with a quote, I'm going to close with a quote. This says, "Coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. Working together is success." Let's keep working together for a better tomorrow here in Huntsville, Madison County, but also for the state of Alabama. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, I just wanted to start by again thanking everyone for coming. On behalf of General Perna, who is the senior ranking commanding general on Redstone Arsenal, and Todd May, who's the director of NASA, it's an honor to be here with you today, and we truly appreciate your participation in this and your partnership. First, I want to say how excited I am to be back in the community. I was gone up in the Quad Cities for about a year. I'm back, and I will tell you that what I've learned over the last 30 years of my career, having gone to numerous post camps and installations, that Redstone Arsenal and the local community here are among the best. And unequivocally, without a doubt, Redstone and the Tennessee Valley are second to none. And so this is a truly amazing place and a tremendous place to serve and live. Now, I will tell you that Team Redstone is tremendously proud of this new gate and the partnership that made it possible. And I want to thank those responsible for making this a reality. Many of you are here today and have played a critical role in this infrastructure project. First, to Governor Ivey, ma'am, thank you so much for your support, for being here today. Especially appreciate your check for $1.3 million. But all kidding aside, thanks for your tremendous support in Northern Alabama. So how about a round of applause for the governor? To our community leaders, Senator Orr, Senator Holsclaw, Representative Hall, Representative McCutcheon, Representative Sanford, Commissioner Strong, Mayor Battle, I saw Mayor Battle back here, as well as Commissioner Long. Your presence today reflects the tremendous partnership between Redstone Arsenal and the community. And so thank you, and how about a round of applause for these great leaders. I also would be remiss if I didn't thank the members of the Federal Building Authority. Can you raise your hand one more time and be recognized? Thanks again. And how about a great, great round of applause for them. And Mr. Bob Ludwig, Mr. Steve Budorick, and the Porch Band of Creek Indians, thank you for being here today and your tremendous, tremendous support and contributions. And so how about a round of applause for them as well. And also our many other distinguished guests, friends, partners throughout the community. You see soldiers here, as well as civilian government employees, contractors, and friends. What a great day again for Redstone Arsenal. Today we celebrate the ribbon cutting, as you know, for Gate 9, but this is not just the entrance to the installation. It's really the face to the community. And this will be the first impression that Redstone Arsenal, for many, from our dedicated 40,000 person workforce to distinguished visitors, It'll be their first impression as they enter this arsenal. And we host, as you know, people from around the globe each and every day. And so this is tremendously important to us. For those who don't know, there was special consideration to how we designed the gate. The silver finish with red letters across the top reading Redstone Arsenal is a tribute, a throwback, if you will, to the original Gate 1 on Martin Road that dated back to 1962. So you'll see that today, and some of you have already seen it already. A lot has changed in the last 50 years, from the gates, now loaded with technological advances that keep the installation safe, to the workforce themselves and the work they do. And as mentioned, behind this gate is a dedicated workforce of over 40,000 employees defending our nation and our democracy. As you know, Redstone Arsenal is a federal center of excellence with over 70 agencies and organizations from the United States Army, the Department of Defense, NASA, the Department of Justice, and I will tell you emphatically that we are unbelievably proud of our professionals who are advancing technologies for tomorrow, our leading edge capabilities providing decisive execution, and their strategy and impacts and global effects. One thing that hasn't changed over the years is the mutual admiration and partnership between the community and Redstone Arsenal. I am also proud of the relationship and the collaboration we share with the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. And I don't know if we have anybody here from the Space and Rocket Center. Anybody here from in the back? Deborah Barnhart, Dr. Barnhart. How about a round of applause for her and what she does each and every day? It's this sense of community and the power of working together that's evident here today. Today's ribbon cutting marks a prelude, a beginning, a continued beginning, I will say, because there's so much that has been done in the past, but we have so much more to do. Huge opportunities replete for the future. And collaboration has already begun with our local and state leaders to build on this infrastructure project as a way forward for the future. It's an illustration, an example, and it's examples like this that make the Tennessee Valley truly a one-of-a-kind community, and that's why I'm so excited to be back here. Redstone Arsenal is a special place with global reach and, as you all know, real-world impact, but it's the people that are exceptional. It's the people that really make the difference here. And it's this community that makes the Arsenal so special. And so once again, please give yourselves a round of applause. Again, it's been my distinct honor to be part of this ceremony today, and I look forward to continuing our future opportunities together. May God continue to bless everyone here, our great military, our Department of Defense, our Department of Justice, NASA, all of you here today and your families, and may God continue to bless these great United States of America. Thank you.
So I'm here today representing Redstone Gateway, the development we're in currently. It's ultimately going to be a 4.6 million square foot mixed-use business park being developed over the next decade, which, as you can see, is well underway with over 500,000 square feet completed and occupied. Redstone Gateway is a joint venture between three great institutions. The Jim Wilson and Associates Company, one of Alabama's finest corporate citizens and great leaders, Jim and Will Wilsons. The Redstone Garrison and Corporate Office Properties Trust, we're a Maryland-based publicly traded real estate investment trust. And I must say, with tremendous support from the Tennessee Valley region, which includes communities throughout northern Alabama and central Tennessee. This group has undertaken this gate relocation together with others who deserve special thanks, including the state of Alabama and Governor Ivey and Senator Orr, thank you, as well as the communities of northern Tennessee and central Tennessee and northern Alabama. Porch Band of Creek Indians and the Federal Building Authority. The Gate 9 relocation could not have been accomplished without the cooperation of the U.S. Army and Redstone Garrison. The Garrison's an amazing institution that provides the highest quality, effective and efficient operations support and quality of life programs for the missions on Redstone and the community surrounding it. We work in harmony and in support of Colonel Holliday, Joe Davis, Craig Northridge, and Lee Riddle. They're an incredible asset to the garrison and the missions at Redstone. Redstone Gateway is thrilled to be a participant in this community and play a small part in supporting the Redstone Arsenal and the priority missions on the Arsenal, including the national defense, space exploration, research and development, and the law enforcement missions. As we stand here today, our partnership has invested about $120 million into Redstone Gateway and the supporting infrastructure. And COPT, our company, has invested another $38 million into property in the community of Huntsville. Redstone Gateway, its partners, owners, and employees consider our collective opportunity to contribute to the progress of the state of Alabama, Tennessee Valley region, and the great communities as an honor and a privilege. And we further are delighted to support the relocation of Grade 9, providing a critical infrastructure to Redstone. This success is really a testimony to everyone working together can achieve results that benefit the entire community. And thank you for this opportunity.
Everybody, smile. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah!